Barney the dinosaur was trying to warn us about the future dangers of technologies. In very early episodes of Barney the dinosaur, there were many instances of computers with video calls. This was very early on before, online videos started to become a very popular thing. And while at first, it may seem very lighthearted and full of fun, there's actually a deeper meaning that Barney was trying to warn us about, particularly with the dangers of online video and us getting addicted to it, ultimately leading to the downfall of society as we know it today. You see, as these video calls and online video use become more and more integrated into the show, it shows all the characters around them starting to interact with each other less and less. And this was basically Barney warning the children watching the show the dangers of online video, and why it's important to keep in touch with genuine human connections. And if we look at today, we see all these kids and all their iPads and all the teenagers just scrolling their phones and not interacting with each other as much. But little do we know, if we all just listened to Barney's message, it would have all been okay, and we would have been completely fine. Next is Curious George predicting COVID-19. There was an episode released back in 2006 where George gets sick and people need to wear a mask, and there's a concern about a spreading illness. As kids, we all thought this was probably a very funny episode at the time, laughing along and be like, oh, this is like such a overreaction to George being sick. But little did we know, Curious George was actually warning of us about COVID-19 that would come exactly 13 years later. This was not a funny episode. This was actually a warning message to us. It's kind of crazy that Curious George knew about COVID-19 before it even happened, but if we have just listened to George, it could have all been prevented. It really shows how, despite there being a massive threat to human society, people still ignore it because they still want to go on with their day-to-day lives. And that's what kind of Curious George is pointing at. Not so much how to prevent the disease, but rather how people indirectly cause the death of others through their selfishness, as we can all learn from the lesson that we all need to look out for each other. And finally, we have Russell from Up, who shows us why we shouldn't always be trusting of others. Russell was just a regular old kid until he went on the doorstep of Carl, and then the balloon house went up, and then he went on a massive adventure. It really shows us how we should be more careful of our surroundings, and how compare it to modern day internet. Like how we go on a Titanic submersible. Just because it looks safe on the outside doesn't mean it doesn't rely dangers on the inside. And this is what Russell was trying to warn us about back in the 2009 movie Up. These are all the times that characters were trying to warn their audiences.